Welcome to I Need Some Disney, the podcast where we dive into everything Disney, from the parks to the rides to the movies to the shows and everything in between.
There's gold in them hills, is what I would say if I was a prospector animatronic. We're not talking about one Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, or two Big Thunder Mountain Railroads, or three Big Thunder Mountain Railroads. We're talking about them all.
Welcome to another episode of I Need Some Disney. My name is Blake, and I'm joined by Lena.
Hi. Why'd you do it like that?
I don't know. I think I thought you were gonna.
You've never
Go.
made me. Okay.
I don't know. I forgot how this works.
Clearly.
But I did learn that the initials for this podcast kind of spell inside. Because that's INSD. But we're not inside Disney. That's a whole different thing. Please don't come after us. Today, we are talking about Big Thunder Mountain railroads. Multiples.
All of them.
Even the one that's not called Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. That's in Shanghai.
Hong Kong.
Oh, Hong Kong.
It literally said Hong Kong on the thing.
Is it not Shanghai?
It said Hong Kong.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure I bet Hong Kong. This is a great way to start out this podcast. Just complain about where this ride is.
Oh, I guess it is Hong Kong Disney.
Yep.
What am I thinking of? Why did I say Shanghai?
Because there is a Disney in Shanghai.
Oh, there is?
Hong Kong and Shanghai.
Oh, there's two?
Pretty sure.
Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Shanghai Disney. Hong Kong Disney. Would you look at that?
Who was right? Me. I was right.
What? Huh. Interesting.
How did you not know that?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we're talking about all of the Big Thunder Mountains, land, world, Disney Studios, or whatever the hell they call the Paris place, Tokyo, Hong Kong, all of them. And yeah, that's that's it, I guess. That's what the episode's about. We're going to start off with some information about the original Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. The one, technically, it was supposed to be in Disneyland, but it's technically the first one was in Walt Disney World before they brought Disneyland in, but I'll get to that later. As always, you can find links to everything we're discussing in the description, and also follow us on Instagram and social media and online, and make sure to review this episode. Really helps us out, and I'll read your review on wherever you leave it. So let's get into this. The original Big Thunder Mountain Railroad was designed by Imagineers Tony Baxter and Bill Watkins. Tony Baxter is one of the most famous Imagineers, particularly because of his big, bushy mustache. The Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, as it says, I believe on the official Disneyland web page, takes you on a thrilling journey as you streak through a haunted gold mine abroad.
It's haunted.
Yeah, you didn't know it was haunted?
No, I know it's a speeding train.
Do I have backstory for you?
Oh my gosh, keep reading.
A haunted gold mine aboard a speeding train. It's a coaster-style ride suitable for all ages and a must-do for fans of Disney's unique blend of thrills and storytelling. It is, of course, no surprise that this would be one of the most famous Disney rides, since Walt Disney himself, a lifelong train enthusiast, was kind of the inspiration for it. And that is because the roots of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad go back to its predecessor that used to be in its place, Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland. Are you familiar with that? You ever heard of that? That was an opening day attraction.
I think I've heard of it.
It was a very slow-moving train ride for kids that just kind of took them through simulated landscapes of the American West. It also, very early on, had actual mules that you could ride through the trail. It was like a fake desert trail that kind of goes into the mountain area. It originally, I think it went from that area of Frontierland where Big Thunder is, and up towards Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to have live donkeys that people could ride. And as you can imagine, it did not go well, and they did not keep those.
Obviously.
But it was very slow moving. People really dug it when it opened, and then eventually it just kind of waned in popularity. So eventually they just started constructing a lot more, and in 1967, the construction of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride put what would be Big Thunder Mountain on hold. And then they got back into work. They got Pirates out. People loved it, and they were like, we need a thrill ride. We need a new thrill ride. Let's go, go, go. Then in 1969, man landed on the moon. Disney saw that as a way to make more money, and they put Big Thunder Mountain on the back burner once more and worked on Space Mountain. But by the time Space Mountain opened up, then they could get back into Big Thunder Mountain in 1975. And after many years of waiting, Big Thunder Mountain made its debut on September 2nd, 1979 at Disney World, I believe. Yeah.
At Disneyland.
I think it's Disney World. I think my notes are incorrect.
I'm pretty sure it opened at Disneyland first.
I'm pretty sure. I think it was Disney World. I don't think that's right. Nope, it is.
So I'm right again.
I'm going to cut this part out. No, we all
This
overhear this.
podcast is going to be retitled to Lena's Right.
September 2nd, 1979 at Disneyland. Oh, I'm thinking of Space Mountain. Space Mountain opened at Disney World first, and then it went to Disneyland.
Oh.
That's what I'm thinking of. See, I'm smart. I know things.
Okay.
Lena doesn't know everything. Anyway, it opened 1979 at Disneyland, opened 1980 at Disney World. The ride itself at Disney World was actually going to be part of a larger concept called Thunder Mesa, which was meant to be a sprawling western frontier desert themed.
Now they're doing that with cars.
Not really. It's not that.
In a way they are.
I guess, but it's not desert themed.
The new Cars is desert themed.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
The new Cars ride?
The Outback Rail Rally Racing.
What are you talking about?
The very new cars they're building in Disney World. It's all deserty
No,
and
it's not. It's like mountains and woods and forests.
with dirt.
That's not desert.
Yes, it
That's
is.
dirt. That's mud.
That's dirt.
Not sand. This was like orange desert with cacti everywhere. But
It looked pretty deserty to me.
okay. Lena's always right.
It looked like Arizona to me. Yeah, look at that.
Really? With all the trees and snow-capped mountains in the
It looks
background?
like Flagstaff.
Yeah, but that's not desert.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But just like all great things that were going to be happening at Disney, budget restraints meant that Thunder Mesa could no longer be a thing, and so it was scaled way back to become Big Thunder Mountain. As we mentioned at the beginning, Imagineer Tony Baxter, as well as Bill Watkins, the engineer, and their team brought the project to life. And Tony Baxter is widely regarded as being a driving force behind an entirely new era of Imagineering, having a hand in some of the most iconic rides and attractions that Disney have had since their sort of golden days in the 60s and, I suppose, 50s. Here's a fun fact, something I learned during research for Big Thunder, is that the entire ride layout, the blueprints had to be flipped and reversed because it wouldn't allocate, or the space allocated for it meant that it wouldn't fit otherwise at Disneyland.
How do you not plan that in there?
I don't know, but apparently that's what happened, is that it was supposed to be facing, it just pictured Big Thunder Mountain at Disney and flip it in your mind, and that's how it was originally proposed to be. But then when they realized the area of land that it had been situated on, fucking incredibly, they had to go back, and I can't imagine what kind of effort and work went into mirroring blueprints like that.
I mean, wouldn't you just lay it down and flip it? Draw.
I think more work goes into it than that, but yeah, I suppose so.
Why couldn't you literally just flip the blueprints?
I'm sure for a variety of reasons that I'm not smart enough to be concerned with. But at Disneyland, as we mentioned at the beginning as well, Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland was part of the area that Big Thunder was built on. And there are now several tributes to the former attraction, such as the scaled-down Western Town that sits just outside of the queue lines and the track area, the Western Saloon, the hotel, the offices and the mercantile all appear. Those were originally, well, they're not the originals. They've been rebuilt, obviously. But those were the original sort of buildings that laid out the like little fake town that you could kind of wander through on donkey back.
Yeah.
On mine train. Yeah, that's another thing is imagine all that donkey shit on that ride.
And slowly having to smell it in.
Mm-hmm. Also, the animal animatronics. That was a big one for animal animatronics, like the turtles and whatever other animals are on Disney, the current Big Thunder Mountain. Those were all part of Nature's Wonderland. And there's also the Rainbow Caverns, which is the glowing pools of water during the first hill lift.
Mm-hmm.
That was something from that original mine train ride as well.
Didn't we watch something on the old ride that they didn't take all the animatronics, like for the old one, and they just like dumped concrete over the whole thing?
Yes.
So like all the stuff that they didn't end up using is just covered in concrete down there.
What was that for?
They like...
I remember, I know it, vaguely remember learning that, but I don't remember what it was from.
It was from, like, we were going through...
Was it something with a pond, maybe?
Yeah, and they were like, it was like a pond that was like... Snap.
I don't remember.
We watched it so long ago.
Yeah, if anybody knows what ride or attraction that is that got filled with concrete.
Wasn't it the railroad one?
It might have been. It
I'm
wouldn't
pretty
shock
sure
me.
it was the railroad one.
I don't know. I don't think it was for this.
No, they covered it for something else.
It was probably Galaxy's Edge, if anything.
They covered it for something else, but they literally just, instead of like taking the time and money to rip it all out, they just poured concrete.
It's like how that Rainforest Cafe up in Phoenix, how it'd be too expensive to remove and take down, so they just continue its operation.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Because you can't change it into anything else.
But here's a cute little fun fact, is that the name of the ride, Big Thunder, is an allusion to the waterfall the old mine train used to pass on the tour, Little Thunder, I guess. Or Big Thunder and Little Thunder.
What, you mean in real life or in the park?
No, none of this was real. It's based on the mine train ride. There was a waterfall, and that's what it's named after.
Oh, it's named after a little waterfall.
Don't go chasing them.
Well, you can't.
Okay. So this is the part that blew me away, because I also didn't know that it was supposed to be haunted.
Okay.
Until I did this research.
It's haunted, guys, just so you know. I had no idea. But it explains why you're about to die.
Yeah, well, it explains a lot.
And the bones everywhere.
What, the dinosaur bones?
The bones.
There's no human bones on here, is there?
No.
Yeah, the curse explains how the dinosaurs died.
And you're next.
What if the dinosaur on this is the Carnotaurus from Dino Land USA?
Why would you say that?
What, you think the Carnotaurus is living and okay?
Oh, good point. Anyway,
the backstory and the details of like how it gets there kind of vary from park to park. Of course, there's like the Adventurers Society and all that stuff at like the Tokyo Park, I think, or Hong Kong. I can't remember which one. I think it's Tokyo. But over the course, it all just generally follows the same general story arc, or as you like to call it, the story curve.
The curve of the story, if you will.
So here's what the backstory is. Sometime in the late 1800s, gold was discovered on Big Thunder Mountain in the American Southwest. Overnight, a small mining town became a thriving one. Rainbow Ridge in Disneyland, Tumbleweed in Florida, and Thunder Mesa in Disneyland, Paris. Under the thumb of greedy mining company owner Barnabas T. Bullion in the American versions, or Henry
Ravenswood.
Henry Ravenswood in Disneyland, Paris, mining was prosperous, and an extensive line of mine trains was set up to transport the ore. But unknown to the settlers, the mountain was a sacred spot of local Native Americans and was cursed. Fun fact about Barnabas T. Bullion is that when they created a portrait of him, they designed him after Tony Baxter. And Tony Baxter was like, that's cool, but you kind of made me like an imperialist villain who goes and destroys this native, like, ritual monument site for greed.
It's not like there was a sign up or anything.
Well, funny you should say that. Before long, the settlers' desecration of the mountain caused a great tragedy, which, depending on the park, is usually depicted as an earthquake in Disneyland Paris and Disneyland, a tsunami at Tokyo Disneyland,
Oh, that explains all the water.
or flash flood at Disney World. If
That
all the water
explains the water.
in Tokyo?
The Tokyo one. Oh,
Are you thinking of Paris?
what am I thinking of?
I don't know.
We watched all of them in a row.
You're thinking of Paris, where the water shoots out because you go
Oh.
across the lake. Yeah, I don't understand what the tsunami aspect is, because it's very clearly an intercontinental landlocked mine area. So it was a pretty big goddamn tsunami. Anyway, all this stuff happened to the mines, and the town was abandoned. So, this gets very interesting, because here's the fun part about this next bit of history for the ride, is that I couldn't find any other sources aside from the Disney fan wiki. So take this with a grain of salt. Big Thunder Mountain itself is said to be located somewhere in Arizona and became a home of a tribe of displaced Shoshone who migrated... Shoshone?
I thought it was Shoshone.
Shoshone? Who migrated to the region and named the mountain after the spirit of Big Thunder, which is a mythical thunderbird. A thunderbird is a real thing from native mythology. It's the reason that thunder happens in the sky. It's this giant, scary bird. I don't know where this information came from, because the website doesn't cite any sources.
That is so funny, because my grandfather used to call Big Thunder Mountain Thunderbird.
Well, he was ahead of the curve. Or he
Really?
just had information that we did not. There is, on the fan wiki, a picture of a pictograph of a Thunderbird featured at least one version of the ride. I don't know which one, but it's like a cave etching, you know?
Okay.
That God knows where it is located. And I did even further research for this by going to nativetribe.info, and the Thunderbird is a mythical creature that plays a significant role in the Shoshone mythology. It is believed to be a powerful bird-like entity that controls the weather, particularly thunder and lightning, and it symbolizes strength, protection, and divine intervention. So if this hidden backstory is accurate, it does align with the ride's themes.
Yeah.
But there is the real mystery of when was this lore introduced? Because I doubt it was always there that this Thunderbird was a thing. So was it during the 2012 refurbishment? Or has the idea just kind of quietly become a part of Big Thunder Mountain's story just for a much longer time? It just wasn't directly stated. Because most people don't even realize it's haunted. And that's because these ghosts, these ethereal spirits, are just running the mine trains constantly.
Oh. Yeah, they could have done a better job explaining that while you're waiting in the queue for an hour.
Yeah, because just like the dwarves of Moria from Lord of the Rings, Barnabas T. Bullion, in his greed, created the Big Thunder Mining Company and dug too deep, which they awoke the wrath of the spirit of Big Thunder, and what followed were eerie, inexplicable events which plagued the operation in the nearby town of Rainbow Ridge. Miners and townsfolk reported ghostly echoes reverberating through the tunnels, tools breaking on their own, and mine cars moving and running through the tracks.
I feel like I've heard that before. Where did you get all this?
Wikipedia! The spookiest source!
Well, then when was this said?
It's never said on the ride itself. I don't know where they got this information from. There's also a dynamite-fueled goat.
I believe that.
Is this breaking your brain, learning the secret truths behind?
The weird thing is, no, all of it sounds familiar.
Was there a movie, maybe? I don't know.
Was it a movie? Was
No.
it a pamphlet in the park?
It's probably that.
I think there was something in the park that told you most of this. I just don't remember what. Could have been one of those little signs.
I was going to say, it's probably just a sign somewhere, like they have at Blizzard Beach, telling you about Ice Skater and his escapades.
Yeah, because I feel like I've heard some of this before. And this isn't something you would hear every day, so...
Interesting. But that's the backstory of Big Thunder Mountain. It's pretty much the same. Like I said, it's the same backstory in each one. I guess the names of some people change, and also the disaster that drives them away for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Big Thunder Mountain in Disneyland is what I'm talking about currently. It's the shortest track of all Big Thunder Mountains, but it's, I think, the most highly detailed of them all. It was refurbished in 2014 with all new track systems. The entire track itself was redone and was updated from its original version. What?
This is what we get for using FastPass. We missed all of it.
That's...
Sorry, guys, we used a FastPass.
I knew that was a... that was a big issue that I had, was like missing out on all this stuff that I love.
The backstory in the queue.
Because this is all my favorite part is the set dressing and all the work that goes into it, but we use the fast pass.
I had a feeling we were missing something that I've seen before.
Would you like to read what the queue... Would you like to read this?
Yeah. So, the backstory for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is displayed in the queue for the ride. The queue includes information about the ride's founder and President Barnabas T. Bullion?
Bullion, yeah.
Bullion.
It's a bullion of gold, yeah.
As well as the mining office.
Barnabas T. Boing.
Boing. As well as the mining office and explosives magazines.
What?
Magazine.
Where did you see that at?
Magazine. It was right there at the end. Doi.
Oh, and explosives magazine. Huh. I guess that's something you can read?
Nothing about it being haunted.
Really? Well, yeah, they're not going to tell you that. That's just superstition. Now keep digging. In addition to the track being redone during the 2014 refurbishment, do you remember that when that was happening? It was also that was when they added the enhanced special effects, such as the projection mapping and everything for the explosives during the finale.
I mean, obviously, I don't remember it actually happening, but I remember going back to Disneyland in 2016 and going on it again,
and then seeing how
seeing how much it changed and wanting to ride it all day. It was really cool.
So what was it beforehand?
It just didn't have the special effects.
Did it? From what I saw, it just kind of looked like it shakes a little bit.
And then I don't remember it also rocking that much. I feel like they updated that.
I don't remember that at all.
Remember how it
Not really. Yeah, here's the thing.
And it was a lot smoother too.
This one, well, yeah, that's because the track was before 2014 was the one that they started with.
Yeah, it was a really bad track before that. It hurt. There's a reason they say this ride gets rid of kidney stones.
I did see that when I was looking it up. It has a whole Wikipedia section about it.
Yeah.
This was my first ever Disney ride.
Oh, yeah, it was the first one I took them on.
Mm-hmm. We marched. We got our Fast Pass, whatever, for Rise of the Resistance.
Mm-hmm. No.
Or however it worked. I don't know what it was.
No. Remember, we were kind of stupid for this. Probably shouldn't have done it this way. But the second we got into the park, we were trying to snag our first Fast Pass. But Big Thunder Mountain had one for right then and there, so we went.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But we did get our reservation for Haunted Mansion first.
and then we got a reservation for Haunted
No, we did
Mansion.
that first.
No, we didn't.
What? I thought we did that when we were walking through the main street.
Did we?
Yeah.
Then why did we end up getting it so late? I thought we forgot.
Remember? Because everybody was trying to get it.
Okay.
Do you remember we were like, oh, we're here at opening. We should be able to get an early grouping. And then it was 126. But, yeah, this was the first... What was the first ride you ever went on at Disney?
Gosh, I don't know. I was 4.
Teacups?
I would assume the teacups.
This was the first ever ride I went
Dumbo.
on. This was also the first ever roller coaster I've been on. Thrill ride, if you will, if you don't want to call it a roller coaster. I would. I wish we had gone on it again, because honestly, I was so nervous that I didn't really enjoy it.
Why didn't you tell me that? We could have went on it again.
Because there was so much other stuff to do.
There was a lot of other stuff to do.
We spent 16 hours straight at Disneyland. Yeah. But I do wish we went on it again, because the main takeaway that I had from this, being kind of nervous and just sitting in the seat desperately, is that it was quite refreshing very early in the morning.
Yeah.
It was nice and cool, with a nice cold wind blowing through my hair. It was really nice, very refreshing to sort of start the day off with.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that. I didn't really pay attention to much of what was happening on the ride, I think, because I missed a lot, because I, again, was quite nervous. And also we got the Fast Pass, and so I missed all the backstory.
Yeah, I knew I read that somewhere.
Good ride, though. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the Disneyland version better, or do you like the Disney World version better?
Well, that's hard, because they're so similar now. I used to love the Disney World one way more.
What, before the refurbishment?
Before they refurbished. Like I said, like, it was just too bumpy. That track just, yeah, it definitely needed fixed. So now they are both really awesome. Now they're both really good. So you can't, and they're basically the same thing. So
yeah.
I think they're literally the same track. So, right?
Yeah. If not, it's incredibly similar. I'm pretty sure they're practically the same track.
I think the one thing I like about
We'll have notes later about each one.
the Disney World better is that there are, personally to me, from my memory, I remember there being more spots to go faster, and you went really fast through the mountain. Because I think it's a little bit bigger, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So there was a little bit more room to go vroom. What?
More room to go
There
vroom.
was more room to go vroom, so it made it a little bit more fun.
Here's some fun little facts before we continue. So yeah, like I said, this is sort of the end of the Disneyland version of the ride. I wish I had more to say, but I wasn't all there when I went on it, my one and only time, because I was so nervous. But then I loved going on the Incredicoaster.
Yeah, we went on. Oh gosh, we went on that too many times. My head.
How many times did we go on that? Like three
Three.
times?
3 times. I wish it didn't hurt my head so much. I don't know why it hurt my head so much.
Here's some more fun facts, just to wrap this part up. The Florida, Tokyo, and Paris versions of the ride all used sharp-edged mountains with vibrant colors of Monument Valley, Arizona, while the Disneyland version was developed with more rounded features and muted colors resembling Bryce Canyon hoodoos in Utah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that Disneyland, being closer to Utah, or being closer to Arizona rather, goes with the further away element to bring to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Pirates of the Caribbean, how originally they didn't want to have a Pirates of the Caribbean at Walt Disney World because they were like, people live it! Why would they want to see it there too? Let's do a desert thing. That was another thing about Pirates of the Caribbean, is that it took away from Big Thunder Mesa. They wanted to do a whole cowboy thing. But they were like, no, pirates. And so they chopped it back. That's another element of Big Thunder Mesa that got canned.
They didn't do cowboys, because that would have been outdated like really fast.
It would have essentially have been Pirates of the Caribbean, but cowboys. Like, it would have been all cartoony and stuff, like stylized animatronics, like the Pirates ride is.
Oh.
But, yeah, they went with pirates instead. This is something neat that I learned, and that is that the sounds of Disneyland's Big Thunder Mountain Railway trains were recorded and used as sound effects for the minecart chase in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Huh.
Yeah, you can hear it now, kinda. Like, you can hear the rattling.
That's funny.
And that's all, of course, also ties into last week's episode, Disney's Forgotten Indiana Jones event, Indiana Jones and the Summer of Mysteries. Go check that out now, available on YouTube or anywhere podcasts are heard. In October 2024, Marvel Comics announced that they were making a 5-issue series of comics based on Big Thunder Mountain as part of Marvel's Disney Kingdoms line, something that I don't think was very long-lived. The story focused on Abigail Bullion, the daughter of Big Thunder Mountain Company's Barnabas T. Bullion. She falls in with a group of bandits seeking to undermine the authority of Barnabas and his corrupt foreman, Willikers. That is so fucking ridiculous. It's like the classic prospector name. Hey, Willikers! And they put the stolen wealth of the mountain to good use, helping the townsfolk of Rainbow Ridge.
Yay.
Although, I suppose that doesn't really matter, does it?
Nope.
Because the town becomes abandoned anyway.
Well, that's because it's haunted.
So all of her efforts are for naught, though.
Yes.
So it's a bittersweet ending. It's the Andor of of Disney comic shows.
Okay.
And that's the end of Disneyland's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Let's take a hop, skip, and a jump across the way to the Magic Kingdom at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad by Walt Disney World. As we mentioned earlier, in confusion rather than certainty, the track is nearly identical, just mirrored to the Disneyland ride. It is 25% larger than Disneyland, in case anybody was wondering. Although size does not matter.
It just has more room.
Yeah, it has more vroom. I can't even say it.
Room.
Vroom. Vroom room.
Why are you trying to slur it?
I can't. Vroom room.
You could say it if you tried to not slur it.
Vroom room.
Oh, look, you did it.
I can't say it quickly. Oh yeah, that's something interesting. Is apparently it was refurbished in 2013, but it still doesn't look great, especially compared to the 1 year later updates of the Disneyland one.
Yeah, the Disneyland one looks really good.
Would you like to any interesting experiences that you had on the Disney World ride?
Like I said, when you
The train's cute.
yeah.
I guess it looks about the same. It is funny that...
And they have 2 loading sides, which makes it... I think both have two loading sides, right?
No, only Disney World's has multiple.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
2.
the double side, double track loading thing.
Oh, it just connects to the same track?
No, it's 2 different tracks, I think. Is it? No.
No, I'm pretty sure. We have the video right here. It looks like right here it just kind of connects to the same track.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. It's the same track, just 2 loading areas.
So does
So
that
you
make
get
it go
through
quicker?
it a lot faster, so the line doesn't feel like torture.
Any interesting history or experiences that you or your family had going on this?
When the line splits up, always go left.
Why? Why's that?
Because it's shorter. Because when you go left, it's literally right there. You just go around that, because it splits before you can see the ride. So, when you go left, literally you load on, right there. You just gotta go around the corner. But if you pick the right one, you still have to go walk all the way down the walkway, to the side, down the stairs, and then you get to load on. So,
I do like this cave opening.
Always go left, guys. Always go left.
Here's a dumb question.
The cave. I love the cave.
Which cave do you prefer? The shiny rainbow one or this one at Disney World?
I don't know. I think I like this one more.
This one's it's like a cathedral underground.
You can see it more too.
It's like a cathedral of greed.
Because it has more lights.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I still like the diamond one too. You can't compare them. They're not the same thing.
They're in totally different locations. One's in Utah, the other's in Arizona.
Exactly.
He has them all. That is funny, though, that if we exist in a reality where all of these rides are in the same universe, then that means that multiple of these mine shafts that Barnabas T. Bullion owns are all getting cursed and haunted.
Yeah, good point. I remember there being a part at the end that was really fun. I just don't remember what.
On which one?
On this one. I remember we wanted to ride it several times just for the ending.
Was it an animatronic
No,
or
I
a
don't remember. Go more towards the end.
little gag? We are watching a video of this. Link in the description.
No, you went too far.
No, too far.
Here, that part's really fun. When you go through
the dinosaur bones, the Carnotaurus skeleton.
Yeah, when you go through that, you're actually going pretty fast.
And yes, I know it's not a Carnotaurus skeleton. I'm making a joke. It's a T-Rex.
So that part's really fun. We would always want to ride it for that last little part.
Oh, where you So the part she's talking about is at Disney World, after you come out of a dark cavern, you go a big. Oh, this is the big swoop I think I was talking about.
Yeah, you go through the big swoop and then you go through the dinosaur bones.
Yeah, so the big ending swooping curve on the right, because it's at Disney World, before you go through the bone section. That's what I call my bedroom.
And it didn't look like it did it, but it's supposed to shoot out some water too when you hit the bones.
Oh, the pond area, whatever, the hot spring
you're
thing.
Supposed to be hitting the pond, yeah.
Huh, that's interesting. So does that happen at Disney World or Disneyland? I mean,
no.
So that's neat. So that's something that's carried over, like you were mentioning earlier when you were getting the water thing confused.
Mm-hmm.
That's odd. So
you see right there, you're supposed to be shooting out water, but it looks like it's broken.
Because that's an aspect that they put into the Paris one. But it kind of makes a little more sense at Paris because that's happening right along the edge of the river. Mm-hmm. I don't know what is it? Is it still Rivers of America in the Paris one?
I don't know.
I think it's neat. I do like how compact and neat of a package the Disneyland one is. Again, I've never gone on the Disney World one. But just having, from my vague recollections and watching the video of the Disneyland ride, I do prefer it to the Disney World. Mm-hmm. Anything else you wanted to note about the Disney World ride?
That was it. Yeah.
What do you think about all these people putting their hands up in this video?
Oh, it's pretty stupid.
There's so many times in this video where this man almost gets his hands clipped against like the possums or the caves or the wooden support beams.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I grew up with the story of the guy who got decapitated on this ride, so I respect this ride. I don't mess around with it. That really did happen, right? Yeah.
Probably. Oh, man.
Yeah, there was a man who got decapitated.
I was going to bring it up later, but I may as well here because I didn't go into full detail. As we all know, I have a segment on this show called Accidents Happen. There are too many to list for these rides, and they're all very gruesome and sad.
I mean, the saddest one.
A lot of kids.
Kids have died on this ride, yes.
I was shocked. Usually it's a pretty short summation of what happened. This one just bullet point after bullet point of people who died or were maimed going on these rides.
Yeah.
So I didn't bring it up. I didn't go into detail.
Yeah, the saddest one definitely were those kids who got crushed by the front train. That one's the saddest because they didn't do anything wrong.
Tokyo Disneyland. Let's talk about something happy.
Yay.
Tokyo Disneyland is located in Western Land rather than Frontierland. I assume probably just the translation didn't work.
It opened in the 80s?
Yeah, Tokyo Disneyland opened in the 80s.
Oh.
It just wasn't really well publicized, I suppose, within America.
Definitely not.
It opened in Disneyland Tokyo July 4th, 1987. That is funny that they opened it on 4th of July. It is the longest track of all the Big Thunder Mountains. Tokyo Disney Big Thunder Mountain also includes something called Rattlesnake Cavern, as well as a waterfall, both of which are unique. And I don't know what this next part means. I should note that the more general notes I get usually come from like Wikipedia or articles that I find. This one incorporates a smoother ride system and scenic elements specifically tailored for Japanese audiences.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. Are the seats smaller?
What? That's not what that means.
I think the only thing I can think of is that in the ride there are like glowing eyes that might be different. Or was that which one was it that had the super cartoony eyes?
That was the Hong Kong.
Oh, that was Hong Kong. Maybe, never mind then. I don't know what that could possibly mean, that it's more suited for Japanese audiences. I don't know, because it looks like it's just the same as Disney World's.
I don't know, the color scheme? I don't know.
Of course, neither of us have been here. Did you have any thoughts of note about the Tokyo one?
Well, no, I've never been there. It looks just like the other ones.
Even this cave, and that's the same.
Yeah, the cave's the same. I don't...
The Cathedral of Greed, as I've taken to calling it, is the same on this ride.
Yeah, this ride's literally the same, so I don't know how it's...
Yeah, it's not like there's like little cute animals aside from the possums that actually seem to work on this version. Which
that's what it is. That's what it is.
The possums actually... Do the
possums actually move? I don't know. I don't remember.
Are you sure the possums actually move in the American one?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That's something I learned watching this that I freaked out about, is that the little baby possums are swinging around on the tree branch. There's a couple, like, there's different architecture. Again, it is longer? Maybe that's something to do with it?
Maybe what... Oh, look how they're all looking around. Maybe the stuff you can see?
Yeah, maybe it might just be more detailed, I suppose, which is always neat. I enjoy that. Like, there is a lot more to kind of see on there. There's more structures, I suppose. You're kind of getting a more, I guess, detailed experience. I'm surprised, like, Duffy isn't there somewhere.
Yeah, where's Duffy?
Where's little Duffy in his little mining suit? His little prospector outfit. I'm sure that's a thing.
Yeah, it just has more you can look at. That's it.
Yeah, it has more mining structures, it seems like, based on the video.
And a lot more red.
Yeah, there's a lot of red. A lot of red and orange. Extreme Coasters Network is the video we're watching. Link in the description to check it out. It's kind of spooky. It's spookier, I think. Especially in the cave. Like, the opening cave, it's not all nice and pretty like it is in Walt Disney World. It's like, it's just hellfire inside. It's more aesthetically pleasing, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
To it. Is it longer? Are the cards longer, maybe? Although, from what I did see of the queue at Disneyland, because we did use the Fast Pass, so we skipped it all, it's a cozy, sort of enclosed environment compared to everyone else. But yeah, it seems neat. I wouldn't say no to going on it if I had the option. Disneyland Paris opened April 12th, 1992. It is, without a doubt, the most unique version of Big Thunder Mountain because it's situated in the middle of an island on... Oh, here's what it's called. It's called the Rivers of the Far West.
Okay.
It's where Tom Sawyer's Island normally would be at one of the lands. It's also the only version of Big Thunder Mountain to be an opening day attraction, and it's also the largest installment of any Disney park, primarily because it goes through the lake and goes to its 2 separate sections for the most part. It's also the only one where the train cars are painted and meant to look weathered and aged, which I really like, because that adds to the whole haunted aspect of it. Do you have any thoughts on this, aside from just the cool factor of going through an immensely dark tunnel for a while?
Well, yeah, that was trippy. And the fact that you're more like, since you're on the island, you're going through more water. Like, you can definitely see the water more as you're going through.
Well, yeah, that's a feature.
Yeah, and that's the feature of this one.
Well, yeah, if you're making an island roller coaster, you're gonna let people know they're on an island. The Cathedral of Greed looks more or less the same. It's just green colored. What's the color scheme looking like? This one seems more earthly tones, more green, I suppose, is what I'm looking for. Just based on the lights coming from the caves.
It looks about the same.
It has a neat little sort of village area that kind of reminds me of the Waterworld stunt show. Especially the part where the water splashes out into the river of the Far West, or whatever it's called. But other than that, it's mostly the same track. It just, the unique factor of it being on an island probably gives it better views. It gives it better... it's probably cooler, I'd imagine. I think that's about it, really, because otherwise it's practically the same thing.
Exactly.
There's no sort of different theming elements to it, like there would be, I guess, anywhere else. The major difference between all the themings of the Big Thunder Railroads is the fact that, like, this one's in Utah, but this one's in Arizona. It does have the light projections elements of the refurbished Disneyland one. So that's all the same. And then, of course, that takes you down into another dark tunnel to return you to the mainland. It's like you're going to hell itself. The most interesting thing, though, is the backstory for this one. And that is that it ties into the Phantom Manor, which is the Paris version of Haunted Mansion.
Oh.
And that is because, if you'll remember, Henry Ravenswood was the guy who started this facility. He struck gold at Big Thunder Mountain and founded the Thunder Mesa Mining Company, thus creating the city of Thunder Mesa and the Frontierland area as a whole. It's all under his hand. Yes. This place was created. And he is also the owner and the main ghost antagonist of the Phantom Manor. He's like the spirit that's haunting everything. And it has something to do with like his daughter who he was trying to marry off or something like that, but he killed some people. Something like that. I haven't looked too far into Phantom Manor. I really like how they connected all of that aspect under this one character. It really adds to the story that's being told in Frontierland at Disney Paris. It's one of the cooler aspects of that park, I believe.
And make the queue more interesting.
If you don't skip it.
If you don't skip it.
But what do you think about that? What do you think of them tying together Phantom Manor, essentially Haunted Mansion with a different story, to this?
I mean, it's nice because I'm assuming their Phantom Manor is pretty close to their Big Thunder Mountain.
Yes, it is. You can actually see it.
So that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's like on top of a hill.
The theming of the park.
It's really cool. I really like that it's like Phantom Manor's overlooking all of Frontierland.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like on an elevated area, like just a ways away across the water. Along the rivers of the Far West. But I really dig that. I as I've mentioned plenty before, I really love the storytelling aspects, the Imagineering, the behind-the-scenes, the set dressing and everything. And there's just something that, I don't know, that tickles my fancy about it. What? That's a turn of phrase. I feel like it goes back to my love of, like, model making as a kid and, like, making miniatures. That I just love all these little, like, oh, well, this goes here and this is tied into here. And, you know?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about Blake-topia?
Sure.
You You don't want to know what Blaketopia was?
I mean, not right now when we're
Aw.
trying to do this.
Let me know if you want to know what Blaketopia is, and I'll bring it up in a future episode. Finally, we get to Hong Kong Disneyland. And before you say anything, I know there's no actual Big Thunder Mountain, but there practically is.
This one's really different, though.
It is. It is very different.
I mean, it has the same
element of it being a minecart.
Yeah.
That's about it.
On a train track, but other than that...
And dynamite.
And...
Dynamite-loving animals, I should note.
Yeah, but it's definitely different. That's why it's not named the same thing.
I assume this is the first time you learned about it?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It's cool. It's interesting how they just took Grizzly Mountain and then turned it into, like, Big Thunder Mountain. And
yeah, they took... is that what it's called? Grizzly... Or is it Grizzly Peak?
I thought it was Grizzly Mountain.
I don't know.
Who knows?
It's the Grizzly Peak Mountain from Disney California Adventure Theme Park. But I think it's been scaled down a bit to fit.
It's scaled down a lot. It's not the big one that you see for, like, Grizzly Run. But you can definitely still see the face of the normal Grizzly Mountain.
This would 100%, not just because it has the same Bear Mountain, but this would 100% fit in with the Grizzly Peaks area at Disney California Adventure Theme Park.
It'd be cool if they could put this in there.
That would be awesome, but they would have to destroy part of the Grand Californian.
Yeah. There's no room.
Get rid of Goofy Sky School.
But that's not the other side of the park.
No, it's like it has its back kind of facing it.
You'd have to
cut into some stuff.
You'd have to get rid of some of the lake.
There's a lake
where they do World of Color, where you were complaining the whole time that you could see all the framework for World of Color.
No, that's not how that park is laid out.
Yes, it is.
I don't think so.
Fine, then it's not.
Here, So I'm looking at the Disneyland map. Goofy's Sky School is right there. Oh, you would... Yeah. There's...
Oh.
You could get rid of that weird gymnastic kid area where they do Villain's Grove.
It wouldn't fit.
Yeah. You'd have to get rid of the aerial ride. I'm okay with that.
What? No.
Or just destroy some of the Grand Californian.
They're not going to do that.
Add a couple more stories to the existing sections. What if they just drain Grizzly Peak River Run?
What if they just have the roller coaster along with the
river
water
run? Oh
ride?
my god. Disney, hire us.
We are so smart.
That would be insane.
I don't know how many...
And then when it's because there's
I don't know how it's possible, but it would be really cool.
There's all these water elements already on all the other Big Thunder Mountains, especially on Grizzly Mountain Runaway Railcars. There's a lot of water stuff. Even like in the queue, it seems like you can get squirted with water if you're too close.
Yeah.
So
just
that way,
put the roller coaster along the water ride,
and have
a little bridge when you need to go over.
Yeah, I'm thinking at certain points along the track, there are tubes of water integrated somehow that'll squirt out when the train car goes over it, getting anybody who might be underneath. Adding an extra element to combine the two.
Yeah.
This is a great idea.
While it would be cool,
this is an amazing idea that will work 100%.
There's no way that would ever get approved.
Disney just needs to buy out Anaheim. Disneyheim.
There's no way they would get the building permits for that.
That would be so cool, though.
It would be cool.
Just wait until Florida gets a different governor or whatever. Buy them out.
No, just stop. It would be cool, but it would have to be designed really well. I don't think you could just slap it on top. But no, this one's really cool. The one in Hong Kong. There's bears that send you to your doom.
There's a lot of,
There's a lot of animatronic bears that put you on there's one in the beginning that puts you on the wrong track.
Oh, that's what he was doing?
How did you not notice that?
I was too busy looking at his butt. I thought he was just scratching his butt on a...
He is scratching his butt, but on the thingy that switches tracks. Oh,
yeah, that does switch. I thought it was like a stop sign.
Well, that's what happens when you don't pay attention.
Yeah, I was too busy looking at these weird cartoon eyeballs in the dark.
And then you're on the wrong track, which leads you to going really fast.
A wild ride of an experience.
And then you get...
You think you're starting to, like, elevate and climb to another drop.
Until it breaks, and then you go backwards.
immense speeds from what
Pretty
this video
fast.
shows. It's insane how quickly
And
it
honestly,
begins to
I feel
go.
bad for the people in the back because there's no way you could see the cable snap from the back.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you're just going back and you don't know why.
I love this one, honestly.
Yeah.
The more I'm watching this video, the more I love it, because I love Grizzly Peaks as an area. That was my favorite part of Disney California Adventure Theme Park, was just how I just love that environment, that like California wilderness.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's so pretty and beautiful, and like this one, it has those ponds as well. And it has like smoke rising out of it and steam, I suppose.
And then, yeah, the bears explode everything with their dynamite and send you shooting forward.
Yeah, it rockets you. I wonder how fast this goes. I didn't get information on how quickly it speeds
I would
up.
say 60 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
it seems from the videos kind of similar to Incredicoaster.
Yeah.
Except you don't have to hear Dash going 3, 2, 1. I think this might actually be one of my favorites.
Even though we've never been on it.
Even though I've never been to Hong Kong or to Hong Kong Disneyland. The only thing I don't like are the bears, just because they do remind me of Grizzly... What's that? What are those bears called that you hate?
Oh, the country bears?
The country bears, yeah.
They don't look nothing like the country bears.
Well, yeah, they aren't freak shows, but they act the same, I guess. I don't know. It's a funny evolution, because all the bears doing stuff in this, it very much seems like a Mark Davis kind of aspect. And Mark Davis, as we all know, was the gag king of Disney. He was the guy who designed the original Mine Train ride and the Pirates on the Pirates of the Caribbean, and some of the stuff here and there, not much on the Haunted Mansion. I don't think he really did too much on that, if anything, actually. I really like the Hong Kong one. It's totally different. It's not even a Big Thunder Mountain, some would say.
I mean... yeah, you can make that argument.
I think you can make it easily because it's not even called that. But that leads us to the end. What was your favorite Big Thunder Mountain?
The one I actually been on?
Which one? Land or World?
World.
Oh, really? Still World?
Well, it goes faster.
Okay, well, if it's the ones that we've been on, then I guess I'll say Disneyland.
That's the only one you've been on.
Which one's your favorite concept of a ride?
I'm between the Paris and the Hong Kong one.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the Paris is the island one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah.
I think my favorite concept of a ride is actually going to be the Big Grizzly Runaway Mine Cars, whatever, because it's just really cool. I like it. I think if they added a goat eating dynamite, it might be even better.
Yeah.
I think the bear aspect, there's a bit too many bears, even though it is grizzly bear themed. My main problem...
There's too many bears on,
On the
Grizzly,
Grizzly
Bear
Bear ride.
Mountain.
Yes, there are. We need to do something about the bear population on Grizzly Bear Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Need to rename it Man Mountain. I really like it. I like the setting. I like the decor and the set dressing. I like the fact that it goes backwards at immense speed. Or no, it doesn't just go backwards at immense speeds. It goes fast, I suppose. But it rockets you forward at immense speeds.
Yeah.
There's so many working parts and aspects of that ride that go into it that I think it kind of beats the others.
Yeah.
Although, of course,
It's different, though.
yeah, it's not Big Thunder Mountain.
It's not Big Thunder Mountain.
So Big Thunder Mountain, my favorite Big Thunder Mountain, is going to be Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland.
My favorite would be the Paris one, and then, honestly, the Hong Kong one is in its own little...
Bubble. Maybe if we went on Grizzly Peaks Rapids, we could have compared the two.
I've been on Grizzly Peaks Rapids.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I haven't. I don't like those water rides. Anyway, this is the part of the show where we do trivia. Currently, we are sitting at 4-4. Blake versus Lena.
Oh, yeah, it is 4.
Yeah, because we tied. We failed one episode, both got them wrong, and then the next episode, we both got them right.
Okay, well, go.
Okay. Yeah, this is on the Disney Play app. Random trivia. Would you like to read me my question?
Ugh.
Oh, no.
In the Disney animated film Aladdin,
Oh, Christ.
the genie does not turn into this during the song Friend Like Me.
Oh, no.
Okay, so a firework, a certificate, a lantern, or a dragon
It does not.
does not turn into this.
Firework, I'm pretty sure he does. A certificate, that kind of makes sense if he's, like, making an agreement with Aladdin. It's between lantern and dragon. I don't know why he would turn into a lantern. But would he turn into a dragon?
Oh my gosh, pick one.
Would you relax? He does not turn into a dragon? Oh, fuck. God damn it. Why does he turn into a dragon?
I don't know. I was gonna say dragon too.
Why does he become a dragon and friend like me? The answer, if anybody's wondering, is that he does not turn into a lantern. Alright, your question. The former extraterrestrial alien attraction in Tomorrowland opened in what year? I think we're gonna be tied at the end of this episode. 1996, 1994, 1993, 1995.
Oh, can you see it? Why is it old 90s?
This is right, Olfen.
I don't know, 1995.
Oh, God damn it!
I just picked it because it was in the middle.
It opened in 1995,
Yay!
before being redesigned into Stitch's Great Escape nearly a decade later. It was opened as part of the new Tomorrowland effort.
Why are these questions so hard? Like, we're just trying to have fun with this, and they're all flipping hard. Like, who would know that?
Well, that's the fun aspect. That's what makes it fun, is how hard they are.
Why, though? This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be something fun you do while you're waiting in line with your family.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's
I forgot.
literally what this happens
I forgot
for.
not everybody's using it to just do trivia for a podcast.
That's what it's for.
So, at the end of this episode, Blake at 4 points, and Lena at 5 points.
Yay.
You won.
1995.
I hope you enjoyed. Let us know what your favorite version of Big Thunder Mountain is, even if it's not Big Thunder Mountain in name. Don't say Space Mountain, because that's not right. Say Grizzly Mountain, because it's the best. I have been Blake, and this has been my co-host, Lena.
What's up?
And I need to figure out an actual, outro for this show.
Nah, I like how we do it.
Let us know what you thought in the comments below. Leave a review. Really helps us out, and I'll read them off in the future. Let us know if there's any topics you want us to cover in the future as well. Any movies, shows, whatever. Hidden, forgotten aspects of the parks. And we'll see you next time for whatever it is we're talking about next week. Check us out online, and I guess we'll talk to you then. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to I Need Some Disney. This podcast is in no way affiliated with or endorsed by the Walt Disney Company. All opinions, facts, and fun here are our very own. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and connect with us online. Leave any suggestions for future topics in the comments.